This morning I had one of the best seller calls I've ever had. It started out with Matt Burnett, somebody that's in Owners Club, Sub 2, and Gator in our community. He's a great leader in Birmingham, Alabama, which is where we are today. And Matt has a $19 million co-living property with a little over 188 tenants, netting $1 million a year. The seller says he's interested in seller finance, but the broker says he's not interested in a second lien position, which can be challenging. So I made the call to the agent this morning before I got into the vehicle. We are heading to one of Matt Burnett's properties. Matt Burnett is a big leader in our community. He lives here in Birmingham, was born in Birmingham, and his passion is doing Section 8 with creative finance. And so you'll see a lot of people talk about Section 8. It's not Section 8, it's Section Hate. And what I mean by that is I would hate doing it the way that people are teaching Section 8, which is go out and get traditional financing, putting 30% down, using your credit. We call it Section Great because the way we do it is we use Sub 2 or seller finance to acquire these properties and turn them into Section 8 properties. We are going to see one of Matt Burnett's properties today. Then we are going to see a $20 million resort that I'm looking to buy right around the Birmingham area from one of my Russian students, Renat. Once we're done with that, we're gonna be at the Birmingham meetup, helping people get their first deal. So stay tuned, it's gonna be a blast. I don't know who's gonna get their first deal tonight, but there's gonna be people that will get their first deal tonight. So stay tuned and see exactly how we help people in Birmingham, Alabama. Are you guys excited to do some deals tonight or what?
Yes.
Okay, cool. All right, so we got Brian Sakura comes up to me and he goes, I want to set an appointment for you right now. I'm like, okay. He says it's the deal of the century. Do you guys believe him? Yeah. You guys want to hear about it?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna work right here. Is that cool? I already know immediately that's NOI. Did they tell you it was NOI?
It's NOI.
NOI means net operating income, which means they have no bank loan coming out of that.
They don't. They owe $500K on it.
Okay, I know, but if I bought it, am I gonna buy it with cash?
Yeah.
I'm gonna get a loan or I'm gonna get seller finance, right?
Yep.
So there's no way it'll make $500,000 for me.
Got it.
If that makes sense. But it's good to know that.
Okay. And then the other one is.
I want to know the pain. I don't care. I want to know the pain. Why would they want to sell?
The pain. They're sick of it. They want to exchange it for a more retail thing, like a commercial property.
Okay, they're sick of it. Should we call somebody that's sick of something? Heck yeah.
They want to avoid capital gains taxes.
Okay, cool. They'll answer a phone call from somebody on an Android?
Yeah. Sorry, brother.
That was for Renat, my friend Renat right there. Trying to convince him to get an iPhone. You've already talked to him?
I have.
It's Jonathan.
Hey, John. This is Brian. How you doing, man?
Good, how you doing?
Doing well. I got my buyer Pace here on the line.
Hey, John, how you doing, brother? This is Pace.
Hey, how are you?
Good. He just brought this up to me, said that you guys are interested in selling a couple of your guys' RV parks. You have 1, 2, or 3?
2.
Okay, cool. And are you guys looking to get into something else, or are you just looking to retire altogether?
No, they're going to probably exchange into more than likely some retail investments, just less management for them, and because the RVs are only open seasonally, and so they'll probably take the money, put it into some retail investments, and then just kind of collect some mailbox money. They've got some other retail investments, so they're pretty familiar with it. So. Okay,
are they hands-on the park?
Yes, when they go to Montana every season to run them.
What city are these in?
It's across the street from yours. Those two you just bought.
Oh, really? What the heck?
Yeah.
Yeah, I want these.
Columbia Falls. One's in Columbia Falls, the other's up in Hungry Horse.
Okay, cool. I just bought 2 deals in Columbia Falls. You know that what is it called? Town Pump, just north of the freeway, right by the Murdochs, right there in Columbia Falls.
Yeah.
I own that big RV park right next to there.
Okay.
So let's get these 2 deals done. What are these sellers interested in? Any seller finance?
Not really. They've been approached with a few seller carry deals, but with their desire to exchange and then some capital gains and stuff, they decided they'd rather have somebody buy them outright. So.
How long have you had the listing?
On one of them, on one of them, the one in Columbia Falls, they still have about $2.1 million in debt on it. So for a seller carry to work, someone would probably have to come in with over 50% down anyways, right? So, but yeah, so their goal would be to just have someone with new financing, and then they can move their funds elsewhere. So
the one in Columbia Falls with the 2.1 underlying note, how much are they selling that one for?
that one's on the market for 4.5, but they've shown some interest to go down closer to like 4 million possibly. So
okay, got it. And then the other one is how much?
the other one is 7 million, and that included some additional land.
I know this. I know this park. This is the one up in Columbia Falls. It's really freaking nice. Tons of grass. It's up on the hillside. Has a lake in it. Is that the one?
Yeah.
Yes, I know this one. I think the seller's wife or somebody got sick. Is that correct?
Yes. Yeah. This last year, the dad's wife got sick. So yeah.
That's right. Okay, got it. And I went there.
That's the one in. That's the one in Hungry Horse, I think. The one that the father runs most of the time, but they got two of them. Like I said, the one in Columbia Falls and the one in Hungry Horse. So.
Yeah, I ended up not going to the one in Columbia Falls. I ended up going to the Hungry Horse one. Really, really nice park. I talked to the manager, met with him, walked the park with him. He drove me around. It is seasonal, but it does make money, which is nice. The challenging thing is with the debt market being where it's at, if somebody came in and bought that at $7 million going and getting a bank loan, they're not making really any money. It won't cash flow with somebody getting a loan.
It's tough. Yeah, I know there's some people right now looking at it like right around like 6 million. They came in at 5, and our people countered them at 6, and they think they can make it work, but nothing's been put in writing yet. So, so there's still some. They're working some of that out, and I know they said they just increased their rates, but they haven't sent me over their updated rate sheet just yet. So
yeah, and the challenging thing is even if they raise the rates, they won't see any actual income until May or so, right? So you won't be able to see if those rates will stick.
Yeah, on the transient, they'll see it in May. That's right. They do have some seasonal people.
Everybody's transient at this park. Everybody.
And I forget the number off the top of my head, but those will start rolling in about the first part of the year is when they usually start seeing their seasonal guests that just start paying for the whole season. But I mean, for a new buyer, I would say, that's good stability income, but they usually give them a pretty good discount for their seasonal ones. So I would almost recommend to a new buyer, maybe do away with the seasonals and just keep it as more of a transient-oriented RV park. Because if you do the rates right, because they keep their rates flat the whole season, right? But if you were to do it and adjust them as the market demands throughout the season, then you could probably do a little bit better on income if you wanted to. So,
I did want this park. Were you the broker on this all year long, or are you new to this listing?
No, we've had this one for a while now.
Okay, I don't know why, but I was direct to seller. I wonder if it was a referral or something. It was back in July. I went and visited the park, and I met with the seller directly, which is how I knew about the sickness in the family. And I didn't buy it because I was in the process of buying a couple of others, but I'd love to revisit it. The $7 million park, do you know what his underlying debt is on that? I think I remember he has no underlying debt because he 1031 from a bunch of other assets.
He's 1031 from a bunch of other assets into that one, but he does still, they still owe about 500 on that one. So it's not a large amount, but there is some debt that they still do owe on that one, about 500,000, I think. Okay,
well, you do me a favor. I'm gonna throw a really weird curveball at you. That is probably the park that I would want to go after. The other park I'd like to buy too, but I think this one is an easier deal to strike. They want to sell for $7 million. You're getting offers in the 5.7 to 6 million range. If I gave an offer at $7 million, the asking price, would this seller take 50% down and carry the other 50% until I could refinance him with lower rates?
They very well may. Depending on, like I said, I know they've been approached with some seller carries before, and they just couldn't make it work because of their capital gains. But I think if they were to get half of it down, that they could exchange those funds, and then they could figure out the details on the, what they're, as far as term and everything, to try and offset their capital gains on that remaining balloon payment.
Okay.
I think they might be interested in doing something like that,
Okay,
especially
cool.
if they were to get the full $7 million.
If you could float that by them, maybe we could set up a phone call so I could chat with them. I did something similar on the Columbia Falls ones I bought right by Murdoch's. Seller had the same situation, family problem, wanted a higher purchase price. We bought it for $5 million, and the seller was worried about his capital gains tax. And so what we did was two things. Number one, through the seller finance note, I was able to mitigate most of the most of the capital gain. And then I also introduced them to my 1031 exchange intermediary. And a lot of people don't know that you can 1031 your seller finance funds as you receive your payments towards your new asset. So if I'm making payments to him on that seller finance note, he can take those payments and roll those payments long-term into other deals, as long as identified and set up properly with an intermediary up front.
Gotcha. So he would just have to identify, and if I understand you correctly, he'd have to identify the property, like if it was a retail property, and then every time they received funds from you, they would put it as part of like a contribution towards the existing debt on it, because they'd buy it before, obviously.
Yes, sir.
Before this one closed, right? So it wouldn't be an ongoing purchase. They would just put it towards the underlying debt, I would imagine. So that would count towards their exchange and not be their and so they wouldn't get capital gain taxes on it, you're saying?
That is correct. So we could show them how to mitigate all 100% of the $7 million. We could get rid of all of that on the capital gains, which is, I would imagine, this seller's biggest stress, since he bought this property through 1031 exchange funds. This family's probably like, we don't want to give a dollar to the freaking government. So if we could, I mean, I don't blame him. I'm the same way. So if we could get him the $7 million, get you paid your commissions, and structure it in a way where he pays no capital gains tax, I imagine that's probably the route he would want to go.
Yeah, I definitely think so.
Okay, cool. The other part, so let's float that idea by the seller on the $7 million, and then loop back to us. Maybe we can get on a phone call, or he can, I'll fly up there and meet with him. I don't live in Montana most of the year. I have a house in Creston, just south of there, and I'm only there 5 months out of the year. The rest of the time I'm in Phoenix, Arizona. So I can fly up and meet with the seller if we need to, and he can shake my hand, eyeball to eyeball, and know that I'm good for it. And he can look at my financials and talk to my family office and all the things. The other part is interesting. I would love the Columbia Falls one. Why couldn't I just take over his existing 2.1 on like a lease option? Because if he wants to sell it for what, 4.5 you said?
Yeah.
What if I gave him a down payment and I took over his 2.1 million through a lease purchase type of deal, so he doesn't have to deal with capital gains, and it gives me time to operate it, gives me time to boost the rents and improve the park a little bit, get good management in there, and then we wait for rates to come down just a hair, and I can refinance him all the way out.
We can definitely propose that. If I remember correctly, someone early on in the process brought up doing the lease purchase, and after talking to their accountants and stuff, they were like, no, we don't want to do that. But I can definitely, it's been a while, right? So I could definitely run it by them again and just see if they would be open to it.
I would tell him that I can have my accountants get on the phone call with their accountants and show them how to do it in a way that benefits everybody. I think the challenge is you probably were given an offer, and the accountants, this, I mean, you've been in the game long enough to know that when somebody doesn't know how to structure something, their immediate default is, no, we shouldn't do that, right? But if
they feel a little uncomfortable, they're like, no, we don't want to get burned on this, right?
Right.
So.
If I had my CPA show, his bookkeepers or his accountant or whoever it is, the best way to do it, show the IRS tax code on how to do it the right way to avoid the capital gains, I think floating that by them again is another good idea. And see if we want to revisit that.
Okay. Yeah, no, I definitely think that'd be a good idea. So I can run both scenarios by him and then see if maybe we can't get on a call with them or something. I know right now neither of them are in Montana right now. I believe they're both in Lake Havasu right now, actually. So I'll reach out to them right away and see if we can't get them on board and maybe get a call together and stuff like that. So that'd be great.
Thank you, brother. I appreciate you.
Yeah, not a problem. Appreciate it.
Bye-bye. All right, fun. I like how Brian just walks right up to me. I don't even have time to say hi to anybody. He just puts a phone in my face. It's so good. It's like Jamil calls it his parlor trick. When Jamil walks into a room, it's like, comp this house for me. That's his parlor trick. It's like everybody throws, what's the comps on this? Give me the comps. He's constantly comping for people. For me, it's phone calls. People just go, here's a phone. I'm like, I don't know the address. I don't know anything about what I'm walking into. Like literally nothing. I had no idea what I was walking into. And it's weird that I've already walked that property, isn't it? Did anybody learn anything on that call? A whole bunch? Cool. That's the outfit I should have worn today, bro, just so you know. We all should have worn that. It's freaking awesome. By the way, I'm going to tell you right now, Birmingham is the freaking coolest city that I've been. 8 years ago, I came to the city and I watched a YouTube video that was like, don't go to Murderham. Okay, because 8 years ago, I'd never been to Birmingham ever. And I was speaking here at a real estate event about 8 years ago, and I go, what the heck is up with Birmingham? So I look it up on YouTube. Don't go there, it's horrible, it's horrible, it's horrible, it's horrible. I come here because I committed to coming here. I was freaking blown away by how amazing this city is. And I've come here now 5 times since then, and it's only gotten better. This city is incredible, like really, really cool. Guys, Birmingham was so incredible. The turnout was spectacular. My wife even made calls today. My wife ran a team. Corbin, did you make any calls today and talk to sellers?
Yeah.
Okay, even my little 7-year-old crushed it today. She jumped on a team. She made calls. Guys, get out to the Creative Nation tour. Birmingham was a blast. We're off to Atlanta next. CreativeNationTour.com. Tell them, CreativeNationTour.com.
CreativeNationTour.com.
.com. We'll see you guys later.